I hope you are hearing me well. Um, I'm Rose from Yoga for All with Rose. Today I'm connecting you from my very rainy sky. So today I am truly, I am truly, uh, I need to put my do not disturb thing on. I am truly connecting with all the light that electricity can give me, even though it's morning. So, thank you for being with me and thank you for your energy. I have put together an intermediate vinyasa class for us. We will focus on opening the upper body and the shoulders, and also opening means to me that we need to activate things to warm things up and then give them a little bit of different poses that open, stretch, strengthen, and lengthen. So today I invite you to have a strap of sorts. So this is actually my son's belt. um, I'll be using that later on as we work our way from floor to standing. We'll do some standing poses with the archer arms. So if you know that you can't quite reach your hands behind your back, I invite you to have a belt, a kitchen towel, something that you can connect your hands with. I am very tight in my shoulders, so I definitely need to use a strap for that. We will start on the floor. We will move our way up and then we end on the floor again. And we will end our class in Shavasana to integrate the practice. At any time, I invite you to be very mindful of the messages your body is giving you. What I propose and suggest here, it's just that it's a proposition and suggestion. Your body should inform you if it does not feel good. If you're experiencing any pain, please back away from what you're doing. Always modify for your practice, for your day, for your energy today. And I remind you that by participating, you agree to do so at your own risk. But I so appreciate this space. So I hope we have some like thundering stuff happening right here. So I hope that there won't be any power outages or such. But here we are on our mats. Find your way to a mat and we'll start in an easy seated pose. I invite you to have something to sit on. Now, this could be a yoga block. I like to roll up a small mat and I place it on my mat and I sit on it. What this does, although I have pretty open hips, it allows my hips to be just a little bit higher than my knees. Consequently, that allows my lower back to find its natural curve. And have your strap, have your towel, tie, anything available close by for later on. And let's start by just coming into your body, gently closing your eyes, and turn your gaze inwards to what you are experiencing in your body today. Taking note, taking stock of any tightnesses, of sensations, emotions present in this moment. Take stock, not judging, just observing. And we get this lovely backdrop of a heavy storm right here. And now I'm going to invite you for the next 5 breaths with your exhale to gently produce a humming sound. So inhaling, filling the lungs through the nostrils, and then humming the exhale. And doing so for 4 or 5 times, filling the lungs with air, and with your exhale, humming the exhale through your mouth, feeling how it resonates in your head, in your chest, in your whole body. Encouraging that exhale to be a little bit longer than your inhale. At your own pace, humming with the exhale. And then gently opening your eyes. And now, as we are sitting on our blocks, just gently bring your chin towards your chest. And take a deep breath here. And after your exhale, gently bring your head back. And then with an inhale, gently lift your chin towards the sky, not straining the neck, just opening. Exhaling, bringing your gaze forward. And now let's clasp our hands. I'm using this kind of a clasp, finger clasp. And bring your hands behind you. Gently pull your right hand with your left. So my left arm is kind of making this angle to the side. And then just very gently bring your left ear towards your left shoulder. If it feels good, you can close your eyes momentarily. Breathing in to the side of your neck. And then gently stay there, or if it feels good to you, bring your gaze downwards towards the floor and take a deep breath here. After your exhale, gently bring your head back to the side. Stay here, or if it feels good to you, bring your gaze to the ceiling and take a deep breath there. And with your exhale, come back to side. Release the hands and very gently bring your head upright. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Let's bring the hands behind your back and clasp the other way. Gently inhaling, and with an exhale, bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. Just where it feels right and not too intense. You kind of want to be gentle at this point. But you want to be gentle always, but especially in the very beginning of the class. Then bring your gaze downwards and take a deep breath there. Maybe exploring the angle a little bit, finding that yummy space. And after an exhale, come back to the side and stay there. And if you wish to do a little more, you can always bring your gaze toward the ceiling and note how that changes the feeling. And then coming to the side, releasing the hands and gently floating that head up. Lovely. Now let's bring our hands overhead and get a hold of your shoulders. So I'm like forming a box here. Then gently with an inhale, like I'm pulling my elbows to the sky, I'm going to lean to the left, and I'm really opening the right side of my rib cage and armpit. So it's almost like I'm pulling to the top diagonal line. So I'm not collapsing to the side bend. I'm more lifting and pulling. And then come back to center. Inhale. Find the length, and from that length, start opening the left side body. I'm holding onto my elbows here. Again, pulling to the top corner, opening the left rib cage, left armpit, and then with an exhale, come back to center. Let go of your elbows and gently bend your right hand at the elbow so that it's almost like you're giving a pat to your back. If it's available for you, gently pull the elbow behind your head. It's more the intention than the reality. So I'm sort of trying to open the triceps here very gently, not collapsing in my ribs or not splaying them open. Gently floating the arm up, bringing it down. Left arm, bend the elbow. Again, I'm patting myself in the back. And then find the elbow. And if it's available for you, gently pulling in as I close my ribs. And find a very tall spine. Breathing to any tightness that you might experience in this pose. Gently opening with compassion and care. And then extending the arm. And now let's just place that same hand behind your neck. And I wish us to do this very gentle glide towards the back with your head. Almost like you are trying to glide your ears towards the back. It's a very small movement, back and forth. Let me turn sideways a little bit. So I'm pushing into the back space with the back of my head and coming forward. What I'm trying to give is a slightly different path for my head, for my neck to move towards to, rather than being hunched over. And you can feel with the hand behind your neck how it activates the back of the neck. Releasing and coming forward. Lovely. Now, if you were sitting on something like I was, please place it to the side and find your seated pose without your prop. And now I wish us to hold on to the kneecaps. So I'm sort of placing my hands on my knees and find your rounded spine, like a C curve right here. So variation of cat and cow seated. So hanging onto those knees, emptying your lungs, exhaling deep. Inhale, come forward, open your heart to the sky. Let your collarbones be wide and smiley. Exhale, round the spine, finding a deep expression that calls you in this moment. Inhale, rolling forward with your chest, shoulder blades together. Exhale, rounding the spine. One more upward expression. Inhaling, filling the lungs, opening the chest. And then come back to neutral. Now let's do a little bit of stirring the energy. So sweep forward and round back. Inhale forward, round back. Waking up the spine on all directions. Going around and back. Next time you are forward, come back to center and switch your legs. Let's go the other way. So sweeping forward, rounding back. Inhale forward, rounding back. It's like a circular cat and cow, if you will. But this should look like what feels good in your body right now. Hand back. Next time when you're forward, gently come up. And now find your way to all fours. Let me see that my mat is visible to you. And here on our all fours, hands under my shoulders, knees under my hips. Inhaling, filling the lungs, and with your exhale, gently press into a child's pose. Inhale, come back to all fours. Tuck your toes under and shift your heels, your hips to your heels. So my knees are hovering above the floor. I'm really pushing into my hands. Inhale, come forward, knees down. And now exhale, lift and find your down dog. Inhale, all fours. Tops of the feet down. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, all fours, tuck toes under, shift weight to back with your exhale. Inhale, all fours, knees down. Exhale, find your downward facing dog. 2 more times, flowing. Inhale, tops of the feet down. Exhale. Inhale, tucking toes under, shifting weight. Inhale, downward dog with your exhale. Last time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, shifting weight, low, low. Inhale and downward facing dog. Now let's stay here and very, very gently bend generously your right knee. Push into your hands, pull in your navel, support your spine, bring your shoulder blades down and to the sides, and breathe here for a couple of rounds. Opening everything it opens, bringing attention and care to where it is needed. And then straighten your right knee and bend generously your left knee. A couple breaths here, focusing on being active, noticing how this feels different in the backs of your legs. Reminding yourself to be kind with your body. Lovely, and then find your downward dog and float to your plank pose. From your plank pose, find your forearm plank. I sort of need to squiggle my legs back, my toes back a little bit, and hold your forearm plank. Now shift your weight to the left, come to the outside edge of your left foot. Keep your spider fingers on the floor with your right and push into your left lower arm. A variation of side plank. Look down, come to your forearms. Deep breath in and out. Now flip to the other side. Place the left hand fingertips on the floor and push into your forearm. Look down, come to your forearms. Gently place your knees on the floor, your belly on the floor, and find your Sphinx pose here. My elbows are under my shoulders. And now I invite you to explore a little bit here. Bring your legs a little bit closer together and then open them a little bit wider. Move between the open and close and see where you feel most comfortable with your lower back. So finding, for me, it's about as wide as my mat, but for you, it might look different. Find that place. And now really think about pulling your forearms in, opening your heart, yet gently tucking your chin down. And then lower down to your belly. If you want to do any housekeeping with your legs, you may do so. And bring your hands a little wider than your mat. So it's almost like my hands are in a 90-degree angle. Elbows to the sides, hands in like a goalpost, I guess. We're going to do 4 cobras here. So bring the tops of your feet to the floor. Activate your kneecaps, and with an inhale, lift your chest up without using your arms. Exhale down. Inhale with a long back, just using the muscles of your back Exhale down. 2 more. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Lovely. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Come through all fours. Now we're going to do a little bit of a circular motion for our shoulder blades. So we're going to do like a sideways circle with our shoulder blades. Very similar to cat and cow. I'm going to turn this way for a second so you can see me. So I shift my weight to my right hand, and then I bring my shoulder blades together as I come through the center, shift my weight to the left hand, and now I'm rounding my spine like I was doing cat and cow. So sideways circular moment with your shoulder blades, like you're drawing a circle with them. So going to the right, bringing the shoulder blades together and pushing through the left up. One more time, really articulate, very slow, activating the whole top register. Come to the center. Let's reverse that, shifting to the left, bringing the chest down, shoulder blades down, coming to the right, rounding up, rounding to the left, shoulder blades down. When you do this very articulate, it's very, very tiring. And that's what we're kind of trying to do. Articulate and bring warmth there. And then let's just find our very normal, whatever that is, cat and cow. So inhale, opening the heart, letting go of the belly. Exhaling, tucking the chin, tucking the pelvis under. Couple times with your breath. Inhale, exhale, maybe one more. Inhale and exhale. Lovely. Now step your hands to the corners of your mat and find your puppy pose. So my legs stay where they are. I pull my navel in and up, and I gently release my heart and my forehead to the floor. Breathing in the puppy pose. Letting go of what does not serve you in this moment. Honoring your practice. And then bring your hands under your shoulders. And we're going to find our way back to our downward facing dog. So tuck those toes under, lift your tail up. And now we're going to flow just a little bit. I like to take a step forward with my for my down dog. But in your downward facing dog, gently float up the right heel. Push into your right hand as you open the hip, and you can let the knee bend, bringing your heel towards your seat. Now keep your top part facing the mat, pushing extra into the right hand. And then gently extend the leg long and bring your both hips facing the mat. So my foot is parallel now. Now float to your plank with your leg higher up and place it down. Lovely. Now come back to your downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. Inhaling the left heel up, pushing into your left hand, open the hip, maybe bring that heel towards your seat. Trying to square your shoulders to the mat while opening the hip, extending that leg, square your hips like your shoulders, and shift forward to a three-legged plank. Bring the leg down and find your downward facing dog. Now let's add a little vinyasa to that. So inhaling, lifting up the heel. Exhale, open that hip. Inhale, reach it forward. Reach it up. Close your hips and come forward in your three-legged dog or three-legged plank. Now lower yourself to your belly and find your upward expression. Exhale, find your downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting up the left heel. Exhale, open the hip, and let the heel come towards your seat if that's inviting. Inhale, extend. Exhale, turn everything facing the mat and float to your plank. Come down and find your upward expression. Exhale, find your downward facing dog. Lovely. Now bring your knees down, and we're going to do a little bit of low lunging and so forth, but I want to do it from here. So gently step forward with your right foot. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Come to your low lunge. And here, extend the left arm across your chest and gently pull it towards your chest. Just there, a gentle stretch to the arm. And now let go of that, but keep the direction and wrap your hands around your body, finding this very gentle twist. And with your next exhale, melting down, frame the foot. Find your way to half split. And this time we're going to inhale, and we're really going to bend the knee. Exhale, finding an extended version. Inhale, dynamic stretch here. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then pause there for a moment. Finding length in your half split. Inhale, bend into your front foot, tuck the toes under, and let's find our way to high lunge. Arms on the bottom. I need to turn again so you can see me a little bit better. So now we're going to play with the arms just a little bit. So turn your palms facing the back. So it creates this internal rotation in my arms. And then just open your thumbs, rotate the arms open. Feel the shoulder blades gently come together and rotate in. 2 more times. External rotation, internal rotation, external rotation, internal rotation. Now let's sweep the arms overhead. Oh, I clearly have to place myself differently so you can see my whole body. Bringing arms up, and now hover forward in a diagonal line. Now stay here and clasp your hands behind your lower back. If it is available for you, pull gently on your hands. And maybe you come up straight. We're not going to go to the humble warrior, any of that. We're just staying here for a moment. Closing the ribs. And then gently let go of your hands. Fold over your right leg and find your parallel pyramid. My 10 toes are facing towards the top of my mat. And I'm really trying to sink deep into my hip crease and breathe here. Letting go of what does not serve you. And then with an inhale, bend into your front knee. And let's simply step to our downward facing dog and float our knees down. Step forward with your left foot. Find your low lunge. Extending right arm across, gently pulling it towards your chest. Mind your shoulders, let them be going down, not riding up. And then gently letting go of that hand, but following that direction and wrapping the hands around your body. Maybe looking behind you, creating that little twist. With an exhale, melt forward, come forward and find your half split. First, moving dynamically. Inhale, bend generously. Exhale, really try to sink deep in your hip crease. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. I think I need one more on this side. So I'm inhaling forward, exhaling, and then take a moment to find stillness, find length in your half split. Bending into the left knee, let's find our way to high lunge, tucking the toes under and then coming up. Internal rotation in the shoulders, external rotation in the hands. Internal and external. Really move with caution and really move with precision. We're trying to activate and open. One more time. And then bring your arms all the way up. And let's hover forward, forming that diagonal line, clasping the hands behind your lower back. Gently pull down on them, maybe pulling away from the body, coming up if that's inviting to you. Breathing, letting the shoulders open, gently tucking your chin down and moving the head towards the back space. Exhale, releasing down, find your parallel pyramid. Both heels down, all 10 toes facing towards the top of the mat. Trying to get as deep into the left hip crease as possible. Breathing in deep, letting go with the exhale. And from there, bend into your front foot. Come back to your runner's lunge and step to your downward facing dog. And let's just take one vinyasa. So float to your plank pose. Lower to your belly. Any way that is in your practice. Find your upward expression. How you wish this morning. Exhale, find your downward facing dog. And now I want to do a little bit of a prep work for jumping forward. So if you already are comfortable in coming up to your toes and gently hopping forward, then I just invite you to hop back and forth. If you are not very comfortable, or if you want to play, I always like to play, let's see if you can sort of hop forward with one and hop back with one. So like a little frog leap, right, left, right, left. One more time, just hopping forward, preparing for a forward float. If you were doing alternate legs, try with left leg, left, right, left, right. And I'm really taking my weight, receiving it on my hands, and feeling comfortable that I am safe and I won't fall anywhere. Now let's try both legs. So come up to your tippy toes and bend your knees and think about lifting your tail up and down. Tail up and down. Down dog. One more time. Lifting up the heels, bending the knees. Tail up and down. Tail up and down. This is going to be your final hop forward. So come up to your tippy toes. Look at your thumbs. Bend your knees. Hop, skip, however you wish. And find your forward fold. Hanging down, shifting your weight side to side. Maybe you wish to hold on to your elbows. And like kind of the elbows just really provides this lovely additional gravitational pull to the back and releases the direction of energy downwards. And then gently letting go. Halfway left. Exhale down. All the way up. Hands overhead. And exhale your hands to your heart space. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Lovely. Now on your mat, I'm adjusting myself here again so that you can see me better. Now it's time to get a hold of our strap. Okay. I feel like I need to adjust this camera a little bit. Here we are. Maybe that's it. Maybe I've been like going the wrong way around this the whole time. So you were at the top of your mat, have your strap available, and find your wide straddle, both feet facing the long side of your mat. And here we're going to work with our tricep stretch, our archer arms. So placing the strap, one end of the strap, and mind you, this is very short, overhead, bending at the elbow like we did in the very beginning of the class. And then left arm reaches back and gets a hold of the other end. Finding your archer arms. I need to walk my hands, my fingers a little closer to each other. And I find this really sturdy place to be where I'm holding onto the strap. But I'm releasing the arms. Close your ribs. Breathe. Space to any tightness. And now we're going to lift up your right toes, turn them towards the right end of your mat, maybe turning your back heel in a little bit and sink into your warrior two. So maybe my gaze is forward. I'm bending generously into my front knee and my hips, my shoulders are above my hips. Now we're going to do a reversed warrior here. So gently pull in your navel and lift up your chest, looking up and creating openness in the front of your body. Come back to your warrior two with archer arms. Extending the front leg, we're going to do triangle with these same arms. So shifting your hips to the left, finding that sideways expression in your spine, and gently rotate your gaze up if that feels comfortable for you. Pull in your navel, push into your big toe ball mounts. So this is not going to be a very deep variation of this. Then come up, bend into your front knee, and let's breathe here just a little bit longer. Now gently letting go of the strap. Maybe it stays on your bottom hand, and just spread your arms wide, finding your warrior two. Come up, bring the toes towards the long ends of your mat, and let's do the other side. Reaching left arm overhead, bending the elbow, reaching with the right hand. And this is truly an impossible side for me. I don't know if it's the way I'm built, how I am put together, but I have so little mobility on this side that it's just phenomenal. Breathe here. Closing the ribs, yet opening the chest, bringing the shoulder blades down. Lift up your left toes, turn them towards the left end of your mat, maybe turning in your heel a little bit and sink into your warrior two with the archer arms. Honor where you are right now. No joke, this is very, very sensation-full for me. And I'm just telling myself that we're here. I'm experiencing a lot, but we won't be here too long. Now let's reverse our warrior. So gently lifting up your chest, looking up, if that feels good. And come back to your warrior. Extend the front knee and let's find our variation of triangle. So very well grounded on your feet, feeling the big toes. Start shifting your weight towards the right, left, maybe opening the gaze to the sky. A lot of control in the core. Breathing. Come back up. Melt into your warrior two. Now ever so gently let go of the arms. Leave the strap in the bottom arm. And open your arms to your warrior two. Breathing. Celebrating life here. Then come back center. Bring your toes forward. And let's just put our strap to the side as we find our forward fold. Option to clasp your hands behind your back and gently come forward or not. Inhaling, preparing, and exhaling, coming forward, melting down. I choose to rest my hands on my lower back and then gently pulling them out. Again, I have very limited mobility here. Stay there for a moment or let go of your arms. And then enjoy your forward fold. If your arms were still interlaced, very gently and kindly let go of your clasp and bring your hands to the floor, alternatively to your heels. And breathe. Now bring your hands in front of you. Gently inhale, push into them, taking weight a little bit. And then heel toe your feet so that you can find your malasana. Maybe your heels are as wide as your hips, as wide as your shoulders. Maybe they're wider. Heels in, toes out. And now we're going to do a diagonal reach. So reach your right arm to the right diagonal, like you're trying to grasp something there, reaching there. And come back to center. Same with the left. Reaching forward. Notice how that deepens the expression on the right side of the hip. And coming down, and now you find your hands to heart center, sinking into your malasana. Tuck your chin gently. Breathe there. Lovely. Bring your hands forward, take your weight. And let's find our way to a cow-faced pose. So I like to do it from all fours. So I bring my right knee in and I kind of cross my knees as deeply as I can here. And then I bring my seat down and I'm aiming to have both my sit bones on the floor. Bring your arms to the sides and just gently give yourself a nice hug before we do anything. Hugging yourself. And then bring your right arm under your left and find your eagle arms. Eagle arms. I'm turning a little bit so you can see my face. And note that there's a little bit of a tendency to come forward. So think about your shoulders being on top of your pelvis. Gently inhaling, gliding the elbows up. Exhaling, gliding the elbows down towards your belly. Inhaling, elbows up. Exhaling, gliding the elbows down. And now bring them to the middle. And now I invite you to fold forward from your hips. And if it is available for you, try to reach your hands over your knees. Now, full disclosure, my left hip does come off the floor, but I would like to allow it in this case so that we can find this very deep, compact forward fold. And then from there, gently releasing the arms, gently coming up, shifting weight forward, uncrossing the knees, crossing the left knee, maybe tucking the right under, finding a very nice deep situation, and then finding your seat down. First, give yourself a hug. I'm putting my left arm over me. Just finding a hug. And note you can already start working your shoulders to match the top of your hips. And then gently find the left arm under, maybe wrapping once, maybe wrapping twice, and finding the eagle arms. Now inhale, gently glide your elbows up. Exhale, bring them down. Notice how mobility is different on both sides. Exhale, hands down. Inhaling, gliding up. Exhaling, gliding down. And now, gently hinging at your hips, reaching forward like you're trying to look for something with your gaze in front of you. Hopefully, you could bring your arms over your knees, even if that means that you shift off the floor with your seat a little bit, okay? And then it's a very deep fold in our front hip as we are wrapping in many ways. And then gently let go of the arms, coming up and shifting forward again, undoing the feet. And now I always like to do this, but let's find a little toe squat here. Toes tucked under, seat to the heels. And now if it feels inviting to you, I invite you to hold on to your elbows behind your back. If this is too intense, bring your weight forward just a little bit. Or stay up where you need to be in this moment. Gently let go and clasp the other way. Again, that's my impossible side. And note that this is the place where I really want to think about my ears moving to the back space. Opening the chest. Gently letting go. Whew. And then come through all fours and come to your belly. We're going to do one final chest opening. So I'm going to place my bits and pieces a little forward, and I'm going to turn to you so you see this. We've done this quite a few times before, but find your arm in a 90-degree angle. Maybe it's a little bit less, maybe it's more, in your comfortable angle. Bring your left hand under your shoulder and just gently push to your right side, bringing the right ear to the floor. Now, I invite you to really explore where is the most comfortable for that right arm. I like to walk it a little higher up. And let's just stay here. My legs are together. I'm leaning my weight. And there's a little bit of weight and support in my left hand that is flat on the floor. Do any housekeeping that helps you feel this pose the way you wish it to help you today. And then gently roll back to your belly, extending the left arm to the side. And you can start where you wish to be and then change that later. So bring your hand under your right shoulder and flip to your left side, placing the left ear on the floor. And now it's time to adjust the left arm a little bit. Sometimes if you walk it up, you find a different place. Walking it down, however you wish to spend these couple moments. And then just melt into the floor like you're listening to the ground. And I have this right hand right here and flat in front of me so that it supports me. And then gently, gently, gently come to your belly. And let's flip to our backs on our mat. Flip to your back. And find gently your knees towards your chest. Maybe give a little squeeze. Maybe rock side to side. And then land your knees to the right side of your body, opening the chest to the left. A twist here. We're kind of giving the opposite of what we just did on the floor. We're doing the belly version on our backs, letting the open chest open in a slightly different way. Melting to the floor, feel where you're connected to the earth, and let those points just really surrender to the floor. Then breathing in, finding your knees to the chest, letting them fall to the left, maybe placing the right hand on top and opening the right arm to the right, finding the twist on the other side. If you feel like you need to adjust, feel free to adjust till you find the place where you wish to be in this supine twist. Again, feeling where you connect to the floor, allowing those spaces to be heavy and soft against the floor. And with your next exhale, gently bring your knees towards the chest. Do any housekeeping that feels inviting to you. Maybe you round up in a ball. Maybe you even lift your head and make this very small ball with your body. And then bring your feet to the floor and let your knees fall open while you connect your feet together. So it's our cobbler pose, our laying down butterfly. You might want to tuck your pelvis under just a little bit to feel if that. This can sometimes create a little tension in your SI joint, in your lower back. So you can always play how close or how far those legs are to you. And then let's extend our arms overhead wherever it is comfortable and inviting to you. And we're just going to breathe here for a little bit. And as you breathe, really think about directing the breath to the top parts of your lungs. Inhale fills the side body, your armpits, the top of the lungs, and exhale gently floats the air out. And this idea of exaggeration is more in your mind than in your body. But sometimes visual imagery can help us get somewhere that is a little deeper. And then gently glide your hands down. Let your hands help your knees come together and extend your legs overhead or towards the ceiling to a fountain pose. Let's just do this legs up the wall variation before our final Shavasana. Legs up. If you feel like opening your arms to the sides, by all means. Just breathing here for a little bit. If your knees are bent, that's absolutely fine. Finding your variation of legs up the wall without the wall. And this is a good time to start taking note of any energy stirring in your body, any changes that you feel in your body or in your mind since you started this class. One more deep breath in.
And with your exhale, just let out that humming noise. Hmm. Bring your arms towards the sky and give everything a nice little shake before we settle into stillness of Shavasana, just the opposite of stillness, and gently find your way to your final resting pose, whether that is a constructed rest, whether it's Shavasana, and then take a moment to adjust yourself a little bit. Maybe you lift up your pelvis a little. Maybe you lift up your head a little bit. Maybe you roll one shoulder under you and then the other shoulder under you. Maybe you make a fist and crunch your toes in and then release them. When you are ready to find stillness, when you have made yourself 10% more comfortable, gently close your eyes. Sink into the inside space of your body, scanning your body for starting at your toes, ankles, feeling your heel on the floor heavy, your calves, knees, thighs, coming up to the pelvis and your hips, softening the belly, feeling your lower back, middle back, your shoulder blades, your upper arm, your lower arm, your fingers, your elbows, your shoulders, your upper body, neck in the back, neck in the front, the back of your head, the top of your head, your scalp, your forehead, jaw, inside of the mouth, and relax your eyes. We take a few moments in this final resting pose in stillness and in silence, after which I'll guide you back out of Shavasana and we'll conclude the class together. But for now, take a moment to enjoy this resting, allowing yourself to be present in your body. When you feel ready, gently, kindly flutter your eyes open halfway. Open your eyes all the way without changing anything except for opening your eyes. Feel that relaxed sensation in your body, feeling the heaviness of the limbs, feeling your wholeness. When you feel ready, gently find a little movement in your fingers and your toes. Maybe wander with your gaze to the left, to the right, rocking your head gently. And when you feel ready, gently bend one leg and then the other and find your fetal pose. I always like to rest in the fetal pose. I guess it kind of represents rebirth to me after a class. And then allow your hands to push you up to a comfortable seated pose, kneeling, sitting on your heels, however comfortable for you. And bring your hands to your heart center, Anjali Mudra, or just hands on your heart, and gently bring your gaze down. And as you breathe, feel your heart, feel the life. Heart is the seed of compassion. And I invite you to extend the love and compassion, not only just to yourself, but also to others in your life. Honoring yourself, your practice, your time that you took to do this practice. I honor you for letting me guide you through this practice. I only wish it brought some joy to your heart as well as to your body. Thank you. Be well. All the best to your day.